Hi, welcome to my channel, Takia Katero. Today is Monday, September 29th, 2025. So, the last day of September is tomorrow. And then we're going to be in October. So, let's see. One, two, three, four. You know what? I'm getting the feeling that this is going to be a very interesting October season. September was already very interesting. But I feel like in October is going to go up a notch. Like something is just going to get more intense in October. I don't know what. I don't know what it is. I don't know. That's just the feeling. What is that song? I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight, that's by the Black Eyed Peas. Also, as I was moving this deck, on the bottom of the deck it says false offer. So I do declare, I do believe that someone's going to present to you with a false offer, but the false offer is being presented to you as a distraction. It's kind of like, take this, because what you're really getting, what you really want, what's really being offered to you, I want that. I want that offer. So someone's going to come in like that. It's kind of like a switch and bait. They're going to try to, oh wait, before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If they resonate with you, because you clearly great. If it does not, then don't force it to be your story. I feel like, I don't know, let's say, right, my mouse, all right, you see my mouse, right? Let's say this is what's being, someone's gifting this mouse to you. All right, someone is gifting that mouse to you. And someone's like, oh, I like the way it looks. It's black and it's got gold and this and that. I want that mouse. I want that. That's what I want, that, right? So what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to present to you like, oh, look at this cool green mouse, right? Like, look at this cool green mouse and it's got these cool zigzags. And then you, not being being none the wiser, you'd be like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's cool. The purpose of that would be for you to accept that. Like, and you'll know because you're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Like, you know. But they're going to push it. Oh, yeah, but it's got this and this and that. And it could do this and it could do that. But the entire time, I'm like, yeah, it's cool. The gizmos and the gadgets and the who's this and the whatnots. But I don't really want it. They're going to push and push and push. Because they know that what you're getting, well, this is like, and it could be like it's just a simple mouse. It's a wireless simple mouse, right? But for some reason, like, they really want the offer that you're getting, or the offer that you're getting it from, or whatever this entails. They really, really want that. Someone is going to present you with a false offer, hoping that you'll take it because they want the real offer, what you're really getting. And I also keep getting who you're getting it from. That's what really matters, too. Whatever offer this is, so this could be a business offer, right? So like who you're getting it from. So yes, you're getting a job offer, but also the job offer, who you're getting the job offer from. So let's say Walmart, I'm just using this as an example, is presenting to you with an opportunity to be, I don't know, the department head of like 3 Walmarts, all right? And then you have, I don't know, Dollar General. They were like, oh, well, we can give you this offer and blah, 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 and we'll present you with this, and then blah, 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 and you'll be a manager, but you have free reign, and you can make your own pay, and you can do whatever you want, and blah, 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 right? But it's like, yeah, that sounds cool and all, but I don't want the offer from Dollar Tree, you know? And you'll know, and they're going to push it and push it and push it. Right? Because it's not just about the offer, right? Because at the end of the day, what is it? It's still a job offer. Whether it's from Dollar Tree or Walmart, it's still a job offer. But it's where the offer is coming from, right? Because no offense to Dollar Tree, I love Dollar Tree. No offense to Dollar Tree, but in this example, what I'm saying is like there's only so much you can grow. There's only so much you can learn with Dollar Tree, right? Now with Walmart, they've got companies in the UK, in Asia, California, New York. You can be the department head of 3 different Walmarts in 3 different states, and you can travel. You got your own company card, and then you got your company card, and then, you know, if you travel, your things are paid for. It's a whole different thing. So yes, it's still a job offer. A job is a job, right? But at the same time, certain jobs are a little bit better than other jobs, right? So the offer is not just about the job. It's also about where the offer is coming from, right? And someone is really, 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 really trying with their might to get you to take the Dollar Tree or the little green mouse instead of, you know, it's just, and they're really going to try and like amp it up and like trying to dress it up real nice. All right. So be mindful of that, because somebody is really trying to get you to, and you'll know, right? Because like, why are you so pushy with it? Relax. You'll know. It's just so like rushed. And no, not rushed, it's more like forced, right? And it's kind of like, are you gonna die if I don't take the job from Dollar Tree and I take the one that's from Walmart that's gonna open up doors and this and that and this and that? And for some of you, they might, you know, either their spirit or their hope or their physical selves. For them, it's just kind of like life or death. That's why they're pushing so hard to get you to accept this, right? Because it's one thing to like present, right? And you can push and push and push. But at the end of the day, it's like they still can't force you. Now, it's like they're coming on very strong. It's like they're like, oh, but you should take this and you should take this and this and that, right? But at the end of the day, they can't take your hand and put that offer in your hand. They can't do that. That's not allowed. That's something that's not allowed. Even demons can't do that. That's why demons have to get you so hard, night and day, to get you to say that one word, 3 letters, YES, right? Because even then they can't take your hand and put it in there. So that's that. But you'll know, because you'll be like, all right, that's cool. That's a cool mouse and all, but damn, can you back up? Right? Back up. Can I think about it? Like, let me think about it. Right? No, you can't think about it. It's like, yes, I can. So, it is what it is. I'm getting the feeling too, like this offer, for some of you this could be business, for some of you this could be a romantic offer. But the thing is with that too, right, because there's something very spiritual attached to this romantic offer. It's something about spiritual transcendence, growth, abundance, right? And also too, it matters who you kind of like accept offers from too, because for some people, right, if you say yes to the right people, your life will change drastically in a very uplifting, fulfilling, satisfying way, right? And you'll be thriving left and right. You'll be, not only are you excelling in this part of your life, but like it's just, that's why it matters. Because I do feel like for a lot of you, if this isn't not just a business, if this is just a romantic offer, a love offer, there's something very, very spiritual attached to it, but in a way where it's kind of like 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups energy. It's something that's going to help elevate and transcend, and it's something where it's kind of giving 6 of Cups as well. 6 of Cups? No. I wanted to say 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Cups, though, this could be healing, too. This offer could bring in a lot of healing for you, a lot of healing for your inner child, but it's kind of like 2 inner souls, like your inner child, recognize each other. Maybe you guys were friends or knew each other from a past life, but it's like soul recognizes soul kind of thing. You guys recognize each other. It's very healing, cathartic almost. Releasing, cathartic in a way. That's how powerful this thing is. You know what's so crazy? Because I was watching this show. I just finished it. It's such a good show. And a lot of my shows lately have been with time travel. I have a thing with time. I just yum yum yum. Every time I say that, I'm like, hello, crevice. But anyways, it's so the show that I was watching, it's a K-drama. I love K-dramas. And it was called Bon Appetit, Your Majesty. And this chick, I talked about this, I'm pretty sure. This chick, she's like a 3-star Michelin chef. It takes place in South Korea. North Korea, we don't talk about. Right? Because of the, what is it, the what's the word? The faction? The separation? The border? I don't know. Doesn't matter. As good as I am when it comes to politics, I could care less for it. I feel like it's just boring. Alright, but anyways, it's like being really, really good with numbers, but being an accountant is boring to you. So it takes place in South Korea, and this chick, she's a 3-star Michelin chef, and she ends up going back in time. And then there's like this king, the king of Joseon era at the time in the 1500s, right? Whatever. And they end up falling in love, right? And it's not really so much about, I mean, the nobility, but it's more about the fact that, like, she did what she had to do. There was a reason why she got sent back in that time, right? So she did what she had to do, blah, 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 blah. And then she got put back in her time, right? She got put back in place by the universe. And they loved each other so much. And this man is from the 1500s. That's his proper time period. And this chick is modern day, right? Like now. And these are literally worlds and years and years and years and years apart, right? Like different times, different, right? All of that. And so she got sent back because she doesn't belong there. That's not her time. But he vowed, you know, because she's like, well, what if I want to come back but I can't? And then he said, well, I'll go look for you, right? And sure enough, at the end of the show, spoiler, he ended up finding her just as he is, right? And she wanted to ask, how did you find me? And she's like, you know what? That's a secret. Never mind. I'm just glad that you found me. So it's kind of like, the reason why I'm talking about that is because I was just talking about how it's like soul recognizes soul, right? There's something like very cathartic, very releasing, very like, okay, you know how like you've been running around all day running errands, work, job, parent duties, children, groceries, cooking, this and that, pets, right? All of that stuff. And then everyone's put to bed, the day's done, blah, 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 right? And then that moment, after you had your shower, pajamas, whatever, that moment where you can lay in bed and you're just like, finally, right? That is how you're going to feel, and vice versa with your person, when you finally, like, connect. Very cathartic, very relaxing, peace. Like, you can, it's like the day is done kind of energy. In a reading I did recently where I talked about how, like, you did everything that you had to do. Like, the work is done. That's what I was getting. That was, like, one of the first things I said in that one reading. I don't know which one it was. It was recently, like maybe within the past week or so. But that was one of the first things I said. It was like the day is done. Like the work is done. Right? So. Anyways, so be mindful of the false offer. You're going to know. I want to get like 4. Attacking your sacral chakra? Yes, I knew it. Okay, so you're going to have to do a lot of cleansing right now because your sacral is being attacked right now. And it has to do with like the womb as well. Someone could be trying to mess up your womb or trying to get you sick. Someone could be trying to get you sick. There's an energy, an entity, a demon, an adversary, and whatever. But there's an intent to get you sick. And this is a kind of sickness, right? Oh my God. So let's say, hypothetically, for example, like let's say you get an incurable disease that you contracted from the world, right? And when you're pregnant, you get tested for those things to make sure that the baby's safe and there's no complications when it comes to delivery. And if you do have anything, it doesn't pass on to the fetus. And then, you know, blah, 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 right? There has been an energy, or there was, but I kind of feel like this energy is happening right now again. Where, because if it didn't work before, they're going to try and do this again. And if it didn't work before, that should already tell them something. But the fact that they're trying to do this now, they're like literally digging their own pathway. It's kind of like, hi, you just created a VIP seat to hell. They're literally digging their VIP seat to hell right now. But anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you sick. Because if it didn't work before, they're trying to do it right now. They're trying to get your body sick, right? So if you're divine feminine, if you were to conceive, right? I was getting this earlier. It's so that way, whatever you contract or whatever you get, it would go to the fetus. And then that bloodline is now corrupted and tainted. So that's essentially what they're trying to do. So you need to cleanse because there's an attack on your sacral. They want to dirty your body. So if you were to conceive, that line is corrupted, right? Now, the best example I can give you would be, trigger warning, HIV/AIDS, right? Hypothetically speaking, thank God this is not the case, right? There are some cases where the woman would contract it and then she'd get pregnant and then the baby would. And then, so what happens? Obviously, that baby can't have another baby because it's not, right? You can't do that. So the bloodline ends right there. So I feel like they're trying to do that. If they can't halt it spiritually, they're going to try and halt it physically. You need to be careful. Be mindful. All right? So when your sacral chakra is blocked, you tend to be very... it's something about guilt, all right? Somebody wants you to feel guilty, just generally guilty, very like apologetic and guilty, and like something about they want you to feel guilty and indulging in just the simple pleasures of life, right? They just want you to feel really bad and guilty because when you're in that kind of energy, you're easily agreeable, easily acceptable, because accessible, right? Because when you're in that energy, it's kind of like, if you're always feeling guilty, you always feel like you have to repent, you always feel like you have to people please, you always feel like you have to make up for something, and so you'll do anything that anybody says so that way you don't feel guilty, but you're always feeling guilty, right? That's a loop. So be mindful. So guilty, allergies, eating disorders, sexual issues, irresponsible, right? Somebody wants you to be irresponsible with your sex life, with your sexual health, right? So that way when you get something, you start blaming yourself, and you'll do anything, and you can never do anything wrong, and it's your fault, and you understand that, and you deserve to be punished and bullied, and you deserve because your body is filthy. That's the game. So, right? It's kind of like, yeah, you deserve to be bullied because look at what you got. Your body is dirty. So you deserve this. That's the energy that is trying to be put onto you. But in order for them to get you to be in that energy, you have to be in the energy of being irresponsible with your body, with your sexual health, right? Because that's kind of like the easiest way for people to contract things. So be very, very mindful of what you're doing, okay? Because somebody is playing real foul and real dirty. And they couldn't do it before. So I feel like this energy, they're trying to do this again. Alright, this is what they're trying to do right now, again. Alright. But when your sacral chakra is balanced and open, you're very joyful, right? It's the complete opposite. You feel guilty because you're dirty, right? But you're happy because you're clean, right? So your happiness is they need to do something to your physical so that way you're not happy, and that's going to affect your spiritual and blah 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 blah. And if that affects your spiritual, when you get this false offer, you'll accept it because you feel like that menial, less than, undeserving very boxed in, very limited offer, you think you're gonna, in your mind, you would think that you would deserve that because you're already less than, because that's where you would be mentally. You're already less than, so you might as well just take what you can get, right? But you got to be in that energy first. To this adversary, to this enemy, to this stranger, this karmic, you have to be in that energy first, right? Because if you know that, like, health is wealth, right? That's what they said, health is wealth. So if your health is good, then you're like, yeah, I just definitely deserve that offer. I'm good. I don't want that. What you're pushing on me, what you're offering me, what you're trying to convince me of, I'm good on that. I don't want that. I can wait. So, joy, fertile, healthy pleasures, healthy life, healthy sex life, right? Patient and creative. So you'll be in the energy where you can create a healthy fetus. You can conceive without any issues, any problems, right? So that's why, as a pregnant woman, people don't know this, but when a woman is pregnant, right, automatically, I don't know some places, but I know we're here, you automatically get tested for like STDs and STIs because they want to know, like, if you got something, we got to make sure the fetus is good. I keep saying fetus because at first it is a fetus, but then after a couple months, that's when I feel like it's a baby. But they got to make sure that the fetus is good so that when it becomes a baby, the baby is good too, right? So, when you're healthy and responsible and happy, you're able to be, not only can you, because it's one thing to be fertile, but what's good is it if you're fertile, but whatever you create is poison and toxic and corrupted and sick. What good is it to be fertile, right? So it's one thing to be fertile, but you, collective, you're not only are you fertile, but you can freely create, right? And I feel like in this situation, if you want to have a baby, you can freely have that baby, happy, healthy, and all. Cute little button nose, 10 fingers, 10 toes, right? No issues. And then your babies can have babies, and they babies. All right. On the bottom of the deck, it says lives to backstab people. So you have someone that's trying to backstab you. All right. This is the person that's going to present you with the false offer. I think right now this is the main goal right now. The sacral, attacking your sacral. Whether you're divine feminine, divine masculine, there is a goal right now that they want. This is what they're aiming for. So, you know, just be careful. The letter L could be somebody's first, last, middle, initial name of a word or place. I did get a word, or I did get a name, but I don't do names on my channel. I know people be hating that. People hate that. People would just be like watching my channel, like, say my name, but I don't say names. But I did get the word lucky. All right, you could be a very you could be a very lucky individual, or you're seen as someone who's very lucky. And I think they're being seen as this because you can see who's doing this, who's who, what's what. We have Proverbs 27:19, as in water face reveals face, so a man's heart reveals the man. This could be a karmic masculine that's attacking your sacral chakra. That's sad. The heavens will shake. This person's pissing off the heavens. Hold on. Okay, back. So yeah, we have the letter L, Proverbs 27:19, as in water face reveals face, so a man's heart reveals the man, and then the heavens will shake. So another thing I was getting to, because it says as in water, face reveals face, so a man's heart reveals the man. So this could be somebody that, and I don't really want to use this because it's just, it gives love, like, it's like a bad example of love, I feel like. But this person could be in love with you, or they love feelings, or they have deep feelings of admiration for you, right? And I feel like with the water and the hearts, there's something about their emotions. They could have been harboring emotions, or they are harboring emotions towards you, like deep emotions towards you. And because of the feelings and the emotions that they're harboring, it's like revealing themselves. Like this, whoever this individual is, they can no longer hold back their intentions, their motives. Why am I hearing motif? What is motif? That's different. Their intentions, their motives, their desires, and everything that they were doing is because of the deep emotions that they have for you. Motif. 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 A motive is a recurring, distinct idea, feature, or pattern within a work of art, literature, or music, often a symbol that helps to develop a larger theme or mood. Motives can be anything from a specific image or object, like a wilting flower, or recurring phrases, musical phrases, or specific colors. So, wait a minute. A decorative design or pattern, t-shirts featuring spiral motifs, a distinctive feature, a dominant idea in an artistic or literary composition. So, like, an artistic signature, I feel like, maybe. Some well-known motives in literature include the green light from The Great Gatsby, blood from Macbeth, representing guilt and violence, birds in Jane Eyre, symbolizing freedom and entrapment. An important and unusually repeating idea or theme of work of art. That's so crazy because when I paused this, I was thinking about some stuff that happened in college. Oh my gosh. Whoever this individual is, they're looking at you, or they see you. What did I say? 6 of Cups, right? So this could be somebody from your past. They want to heal something with you. This person is literally seeing you as some sort of symbol in their lives. There's something about you. For some of you, it could be your hair. There's something about you that it's like a work of art. It's very unique, very unblemished, very untouched. It symbolizes, there's something about you or the entirety of you that symbolizes something very, very, very important. My phone just lit up, to this individual. I don't know what it is. I don't know. This person could have you like on some sort of like emotional mantle, or they just keep you or hold you in such high regard emotionally. I don't know what this is, but it's kind of like giving obsessive. It's like if you were like, oh my gosh, this person, whoever this person is, they want to collect you like a piece of art and just, there's this, I don't know what it is. Is it like a show or a movie? Who's the guy? Hold on. There's this guy. He's an actor. He plays this one guy. Hold on. I know where he was in, so I'm gonna start there. Okay, so this guy, Daniel Day Kim. I don't know what it was. I don't know what show or if it was like a movie or something, but I know Daniel Day Kim was in it. Hold on. So Sorry, I'm like having cramps right now. Give me a second. Okay, so there's the energy that this person is giving me is this. So Daniel Takemi is an actor. Okay, he's in this show. It's an anthology series called War. I've never seen the show, but I know the skit. Right, so it's on Apple. Oh my gosh, it's on Apple TV. The show, it's an anthology series, so it's kind of like every season is different or every episode is different. Okay, that's anthology. The series is called Roar. It came out 2002, but the episode that I'm talking about is called The Woman Who Was Kept on a Shelf. And the entire show, in the episode, Kim's character builds a literal shelf on a wall for his wife, Amelia, played by Betty Gilpin, to sit on, making her a trophy wife whose value is solely based on her appearance. And in the show, he had his desk facing her. And he would like dress her up and give her this and give her that. And she was kept on a really high shelf. Right? He would like adorn her and love her and admire her, blah, 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 blah. Right? Eventually, though, he decided to turn his desk around because he got tired of looking at her. But that's a spoiler, but whatever. But what I'm getting is that, what is it called? The Woman Who Was Kept on a Shelf. It's like this person is seeing you as some sort of collectible item, some sort of art piece, something about you. They want to keep you to look at you and admire you. And that's like obsessive and dangerous. And I feel like because they weren't able to do that, or they can't do that, they weren't able to do that, they wanted to like, well, if I can't keep you and stare at you and keep you mine, then I'm gonna ruin you and dismantle you. And if I can't put you on my shelf, I'll make sure nobody can put you on the shelf. But it's like, I'm also getting to, it's like they're in that energy, or they were, but they weren't even trying to build a shelf for you. Where's the shelf that you so badly want me to be on? You don't even have a shelf, so why are you getting mad? Anyway, so this person has done a lot, right, from their twisted feelings and emotions towards you. And the universe is like, okay, I'm sick of it. The universe is like, that's enough. Sit down, that's enough. It says the heavens will shake. It's like this person's being scolded by the universe right now. Because if they were trying to attack your sacral before, right, and it didn't work and nothing happened, and now they're trying to do it again, the universe is like, all right, that's enough. They're being scolded. New relationship or love. So that's why they're doing this again. That's why they're attempting to do this again, because you're about to walk into a new relationship or love. And they're trying to find a way to like corrupt that, or bring you this offer that's like you can't grow, you're not gonna learn anything, you can't move, you can't travel, this spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, whatever. Very boxed in energy, very, you can only travel from this end of the shelf to this end of the shelf, and you can't even climb down because of how high up you are. So you can't jump down, right? You can't. So either stay on that shelf and die up there, or if you fall down, you're gonna break your legs. So what's it gonna be? But this person can't even get you on the shelf. They don't even have a shelf to put you on. So this person has definitely been lying against you because of this or they were lying, trying to what's the word? Sabotage any potential new relationship or love that you may have, by trying to, if they couldn't do something spiritually or physically, they could have tried to lie on your health or your sexual health or how you operate very responsibly with your health in general. They could have been lying about your health to block a new relationship or love from being proposed to you, being given to you, being offered to you. Because I feel like I have something stuck in my throat now. Because we have Proverbs 24:28. Do not be a witness against your neighbor without cause, for would you deceive with your lips? So this person has been lying about you. And I feel like they've been lying far and wide, hoping that it would, hey, all you people, hey, all you people, hey, all you people, won't you listen to me? Right? So that way anybody would be like, anybody who had an interest in you, anybody who had an inkling or a like, or no, they would hear these lies and they'd be like, oh, never mind, I'm good, right? Are you like the collective? Well, did you hear? And then that person would be like, oh yeah, never, I'm good on that, right? And I feel like the heavens are pissed because it's like, that's enough of that, because you're about to get your person who has been looking for you, your person who, it's like your soul recognizes their soul. It's something very cathartic. Your true person. This person was never your true person. They will never be your true person, right? This is someone who wants to collect you. They see you as a collectible item. They want that. They don't want to hold your hand. They don't want to keep you warm. They don't want to, like, all right. And that's another thing that I was watching. I was watching this movie recently. It was a new Gabby's Dollhouse movie. Oh my gosh, man. Ugh. And there's this character named Vera, right? And she lost her sense of imagination, whatever, so she would collect toys or whatever, but she wouldn't play with them. And the whole premise of toys is to play with them. You gotta take care of them, protect them, play with them, or whatever. But this person, they just want to collect you. They don't want to love you. They don't want to admire you. Like, they want to admire you from afar, but they don't want to, like, cherish you and provide and grow and love and, like, clean you and play with you and, you know, laugh with you and learn with you. They don't want to do that. They just want to collect you, put you on a shelf, and that's it. Admire you. And that's it. And they couldn't do that. They couldn't collect you. So, if in their mind, if they can't collect you, they'll make sure no one else can even, like, admire you, like you, you know, and be interested in you, right? They would see you as a damaged item. And the thing is, right, and if you have something worth of value, the rule of thumb when it comes to collectible items, especially like action figures, I know because the rule of thumb with action figures, right, it's usually you should buy two. One to play with and one to keep in the box to keep pristine, right? I mean, that's how I do it. But then another thing too is like when it's kept in a pristine box, it's clean, it's untouched, it's unscratched, it's perfect condition, everything, right? It raises the value of it. Believe it or not, it raises the value. There are some Pokemon cards that go for thousands. There are some collectible action figures that go for thousands. And the way it's kept in the pristine condition, right, the value goes up. Someone was trying to, like, diminish your value by trying to make it seem like you were used or washed or unhealthy or you've got diseases or you're sick, whatever the case is. Trying to make it seem like whenever someone looked at you, their words would have something to do with, like, your reputation, your value. So no one else would want to, like, collect you or cherish you or love you or be interested, whatever the case it is. The word that I'm using, you have to look at it from this person's perspective. They're looking at you as a collectible item, all right? So if that toy in the box is damaged, no one's going to want to collect it because there's an arm missing, the box is broken, it's been played with, it's got, you know, part of the sticker's all scuffed up. It's lost a good chunk of its value. So, you know, no one's really going to be, I'll give you $10 for it. I'll give you $100 for it. No one's really, you know, stepping up to the mantle to, like, I want that. I want that. That's how this person sees you or how they saw you, right? So you got to think about it like that. That's the best way I can explain it so that way you understand what I'm talking about, right? Yes, you are a human, but in this situation, this person is looking at you as something to obtain, physical, collectible material. So when they see you as that, you have to, right? It's kind of like the whole understand the mind of an unaliver situation. So when you can do that, you're like, oh, okay, so now I know. So when you see it from their perspective, you can act accordingly. You can, you know. So that's how they see it. So that's what it is. They wanted you to be on their shelf so that way they can look at you and admire you. All right, but they have to do that to, like, you would be willing to accept their dilapidated, broken down, splinter shelf, right? But I don't think you did, and I don't think you will, because first of all, they don't even have a shelf to offer you, all right? And you could have declined this person's shelf back then, And so they did a bunch of stuff to sabotage. Spiritually fertile, yes. You're very fertile. Right? Now, it's like I said, it's one thing to be fertile, but what's the point of being fertile if everything you produce is broken, corrupt, sick, damaged, mutated, discombobulated, missing pieces, poisoned, right? What's the point? Right? But you're not only are you spiritually fertile, but you can create whatever you create. 10 fingers, 10 toes, a button nose, or whatever art you create. It's beautiful, amazing, right? It's warm, welcoming. It's creative. It's intuitive. It's you can create to whatever you create can be brought to its full potential. All right. Now, for a trigger warning, if this is a baby, right? Some people, this is so controversial what I'm going to say, but it would be like you see it in TVs and movies all the time. I'll say it like that. You see it in TVs and movies all the time where someone's like trying to have a baby and then they have a miscarriage, and then it's constantly happening, right? Constantly happening. And it's usually because their womb is very hostile. They have a hostile womb, so it can't nurture and cherish and protect and be welcome to that, right? So it's, well, like I said, what's the point of being fertile if you can't create? So to its full potential, let's say you're able to conceive and you have a baby, right? That baby, that the fetus can turn into a baby. That you just created something to its full potential, because now it's a whole baby. That baby's going to grow up to be an adult. That's what I mean by you can create whatever you create it to its full potential. You can't, it's not like you're creating and then it just stops midway of its growth, or it's halfway through and it's, what's that word? Homunculus? Why am I getting that? That's like a little creature thing. Hold on. Homunculus. I haven't heard that in a while, actually. I haven't even thought about that in a while. Hold on. Homunculus. A homunculus is a concept referring to a little man or a little person with multiple meanings. An artificial life form in alchemy and fiction, a miniature performed human believed to inhabit germ cells, and a now discredited 16th and 17th century theory of reproduction, a topographical map of the human body and the brain's cortex. No. I'm talking about the little person. Yeah. A small artificial human being. Creation of a miniature, fully formed human. The concept has roots in performationism. Folklore. There's something about that. So it's kind of like, so I feel like the reason why that's coming up is because it's kind of like with a homunculus, it's like a person, but this person's a being, whatever, its full potential is like that. Like it stops growing at that. That's its full potential. It can't grow anymore, right? For some people, it's like, this is, I don't know why it's so directed to fetuses, but it says here, we're here. Some people, was that a blue jay? Oh my god, that was a blue jay. I saw the white wings and the blue. For some people, they can only, after like a certain amount of months or weeks, it's just, they can't go any further. So their fetus can't reach its full potential into being a baby. The baby will grow up to be a full potential, right? The whole womb, that's from fetus to baby, that's the full potential of that. That's it, right? You did your job with that. That's the full potential. Now, that's a whole person who can grow up into they have a whole different potential, right? Whatever, that's separate. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the womb. Somebody really was trying to like affect your sacral. So, like, if you were pregnant, it wouldn't reach its full potential. Its full, I don't know, what is it? Gastro, it's full, you know what I mean? Right? It's full term to full term, right? So the baby wouldn't reach full term. Wow, that's really, really dark. I'm also forgetting too, whoever this person is, they could have wanted you to have their baby, but a lot of this is like aesthetics. Like it's kind of like, I look good, so because you look good, we can look good together, and then our baby will look good. So it's like surface, very shallow, very appearance aesthetics, right? So it's kind of like, that's a good looking family, but there's no love, there's no, like, they're not being cherished the right way, you know, the mother and the baby, or the father and the baby, or the baby itself. It's like there was really no, it's just admiration and very distant emotion, very distant love, very distant. It's just, I don't know, I feel like somebody wanted you for like looks and appearance, and like they lost out on that amazing piece of art that they wanted to collect so bad. So they tried to make everyone else not want to collect. Oh yeah, that's a fake piece of art. That's a corrupt piece of art, or that's a forgery, or that's plagiarism, or you don't want that art. That's not real. That's not good. That's corrupt. That's damaged. All right. I'll get one more and then I'll move on to tarot. Animosity. Secret animosity. Sorry. That's what's on the bottom of the deck. Secret animosity. Jesus. We got two. You don't need them in your life. So whoever this person is, you do not need them in your life. This could be the person that wants to present to you with an offer. This offer is not a real offer. This is an offer that is just going to make them look good. Unwilling to change because they are scared. I'm telling you, this is not an offer that you need. You don't need this. This would be like, yeah, it's still a job. Like, yeah, it's still a relationship. But not all relationships are good relationships. Like, not all jobs are good jobs. Like, yes, it's a job at the end of the day. And yes, you are meant for a relationship at the end of the day. But this is a relationship that's going to box you in. Right? You're going to just be put on the shelf. And you're not going to be able to go anywhere. You're not going to be able to learn anything. The spiritual growth, where? The understanding, the wisdom, where? The virtuism, where? Right? You can't, it's just not for you. This offer is a false offer. It's not for you. I'm getting Sage King. So Sage King is also known as a very, it's another word for a very wise and virtuous king. All right? So you could be a divine feminine. That's who you're meant to be with. You could be a divine masculine. That's who you're meant to be with. A sage queen. All right? An emperor, empress. This person, they are not that. Right? They are not that. And how can they be that when they're unwilling to change? Right? They have secret animosity. They're scared of changing. You're literally being told you don't need them in your life. That's what it says. You don't need them in your life. Because then what happens? In that show, right, the woman who was kept on the shelf, in that episode, eventually what happened? After he got tired of looking at her, because he wasn't loving her, he was just looking at her, admiring her, adorning her, cherishing her, keeping her pretty, and, giving her gifts, right? After he got tired of looking at her, because he had his desk facing her so he could admire her, look at her. After he got tired of looking at her, he moved his desk so that way his back was now facing her, and he wasn't looking at her, admiring her, because he wasn't in love with her. It wasn't love. It was like possession, desire to like own, right? This is what I'm saying. Like, love like this, it gives love a bad name, a bad reputation. This is not love. This person does not love you, right? In the sense where when your real offer comes, where soul meets soul, where at the end of the day you're like, which is exactly how it's going to feel when you meet your person. That is love. That's love, right? That's love. This is like ownership, possession, right? And then what's going to happen? If they're looking at you like an object, when they get tired of playing with you or looking at you, they're going to find another piece of art and another collectible toy. Because that's how they're looking at you. I'm not saying that you're an object, right? But they're looking at you as an object. And when they get tired, because this is a collector of sorts, essentially. This is a collector. Right? Oh yeah, I got this. I got that. Right? This is what my husband looks like. And he has this. And this is what my wife looks like. And she has that. That's has. Have. It's not love. It's not. There was that blue jay. I didn't know that blue jay. He's so loud too. But I feel like I respect it though, because it's kind of like very like, yeah, I'm here and I have something to say. Like very bold and very loud. I respect it. I love that about blue jays. They're like fire signs, very bold and loud, and like, I have something to say, so hear me out, listen to me. Right? So when they're in their north node. But when fire signs are in their south node, you're just loud all the time for no reason, right? But generally, when fire signs are in their north node, I love their bold personalities and their spirit and their like confidence and their aggressiveness. I love it. Right? But I feel like blue jays are like very like confident and like just. I don't know. It's amusing to me. So, I think fire signs are amusing. I love them. I love all the signs when they're in their north node, right? Air signs, water signs, fire signs, earth signs. I love them all. I'm amused by all of them. There's always something so funny to me about each and every sign that I love, I adore. But when they're in their south node, just stop. Just stop. Right? Because you're not about to ruin, like, every bunch has a bad apple, right? But I don't know why, but I feel like blue jays remind me of like fire signs, but a little bit of air signs too because of the flight. So, but I do think they're smart. So anyways, moving on. We have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. In the beginning, there was darkness. Like, let me stop. At the beginning of the reading, I talked about how you have like the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles energy, the Six of Pentacles energy. I'm also getting the Six of Wands energy. So this is the Ten of Cups energy, Ten of Lotuses, Ten of Chalices. There's no love here. There's no love. There's no connection. There's no emotion. If anything, the reason why they don't have that towards you and they will never have that towards you is because they have that disconnection with them. They have a disconnection of their emotions with themselves, with their life, their love, their how they grew up, whatever, who cares? I don't really care. I'm just letting you know because it's here. Right? They have an emotional disconnection with themselves. You cannot expect them to have an emotional connection with you. They are seeing things as objects, material things to possess and own. That's not love. Okay? I'm going to tell you something right now. I have a thing where I have to constantly, like, sometimes I, like, move a lot. And I can't really help it a lot of the times. I try to. But I can't help it. Other times, it's a lot more easier. But ultimately, there goes that blue jay. Thank you. Ultimately, I'm just very a fidgety person. I have ADHD. I cannot help it since a child. Actually, it was way, but it's, you know, it's just something I deal with. So sometimes, like right now, it's good. And then I'll just start, like, fidgeting. I don't know why. But it's good. It's good. So we have the 10 of chalices, the 10 of cups, 10 of lotuses. There's no emotional connection with this person. So you just, right, understand that. So this is a false offer. Understand that this person coming to you with this offer, you need to listen. I'm getting listen. You need to really, really listen and pay attention, because look at it for what it is, right? Look at it for what it is. It's you're not giving me love. You're giving me a shelf to sit on, so you can look at me and admire me from a distance. Not even holding my hand. Not even holding my hand. You just want me to sit on your shelf. Now this could be literally a shelf, and this could also be, like, no pun intended, like lap. But anyways, right? This is what they're offering you: a comfy seat on their shelf, so that way they can admire you. That's not love, right? Now you can be in love with someone, have love for someone, and admire them. Yes, of course. But what they're offering you is a shelf to sit on. It's very limited. You can't go anywhere. You can't even, if you get tired of sitting up on that shelf, or if they get tired of looking at you on that shelf, you can't even jump down because of how high that shelf is. You'll break your legs, right? And what happens if you don't want to look at me, can you take me off of your shelf? They could say no, because you're my possession. I own you. You're my piece of work. You're my piece of art. You're my collectible. So no. So then what are you going to do? You're stuck on that shelf, right? Collecting dust, aging, losing life. We have the Ace of Swords on the fence. Someone is stuck in some sort of, there's a truth, and they're in denial of that truth. With the Ace of Swords on the fence, Ace of Birds. Also, I'm getting someone, they can't fly. Like, they can't fly, or they can't, something about their mental, they can't, what is it? They're, like, they can't, they're very limited with what they know. Okay? They know that there's something wrong with them, or there's something, I don't know, their life, the way they're living, the way their beliefs are, it's something, they know that something is off. Right? But because they don't want to change, they're going to be in denial of it. But they know, their intuition is, they know that there's something, like, that's not entirely all there, or something that's not entirely right. Right? This person could also know that you're going into a new relationship or a new love, but because of where they are within themselves, it's kind of limiting the knowledge that they have about you, or like if they're trying to, like, spy on you, and they can only spy so much, because it's actually a representation of where they are within themselves. So it's like they can only meet you where they've met themselves, and you're way, 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 right? So they can't even, like, I don't know why. It's like they can't even, like, spy properly. It's like, because of where they are within themselves, they're blocking themselves from being able to spy on you. But that's the way it is, because, and then they're getting mad because they can't spy on you. But it's a whole thing, because it has to do with, like, intuition and divination and shit like that. I don't want to get into that, but like I said, it's about themselves, unwilling to change because they're scared. Right? So it's kind of like, even if they were to find something out about you, about a new relationship or love, because of, like, they're afraid of what they're going to hear, they would already, like, psych themselves out. Oh yeah, that's not true, that's not true. What was I joking about? I was joking about something earlier today. What did I say? I literally said it as a joke, but now that I'm realizing it, I feel like this is this energy. It's like, they want to know, but don't tell them if it's going to hurt their feelings. And I feel like with the Ace of Swords, that limits them. Because it's like, they want to know the truth, but because they're afraid of the truth, they'll pretend it doesn't exist. So they'll keep themselves in denial. So it's like, the truth is there. The truth is out there. That's X-Files. The truth is there, but they don't want to, like, whatever truth this is, the truth about you, the truth about themselves, the truth about everything. So they can't, they're too afraid to fly. They're too afraid to change, so that's why you don't need them. If they're too afraid to change, they can't do it for themselves. You think they're going to do it for you? Now, granted, in some very rare situations, right, the inspiration of someone else can invoke this within people, right? But I don't feel like in this situation, this person, they're not, but that would have to stem from love. And the reason why this is not going to happen here is because they don't love you. They see you as an object to possess, something to put on the shelf, to look at and admire, right? So that's why I'm saying that rare thing where it would invoke change in them, right? By loving you, it will invoke change in them, and then the whole thing changes. That's rare. It happens. But it's rare. But it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It happens. But that's because that person already actually loves the individual enough to change for themselves, right? But this is not the case here. This is not love. So that's why it's not going to happen, and that's why you don't need them. Or there's a lack of love for themselves. They're just afraid of flying, right? And part of flying is being able to, like, see perspectives and see the truth and see things from a bigger picture. And you need to be able to, there's also something about communicating with yourself and being honest with yourself, communicating with yourself and being honest with yourself. They don't want to do that. Unwilling to change because they're scared. They can't even talk to themselves. They can't even admit to themselves. So that's why whatever wings that they're trying to build, they're not building it. It's just a mound of snow. Look. It's just a mound of snow. There's no wings. So anyways, be mindful of this collector who wants to offer you something. Because it could be they want to offer you a new relationship or a new love or a new cycle. There's nothing there. Ten of Pentacles, or Ten of Pentacles reversed. Ten of Cups reversed. There's no love there. There's no generational legacy, generational longevity, generational wealth, generational stability, generational resources, love, family, commitment, cherish, protection, loyalty. There's none of that. Because they don't want none of that. They just want to collect you as a piece of art. They want you to be theirs as an object. Jesus! See, the Ace of Pentacles fell out, but it kept flipping. It kept flipping. It kept flipping. Somebody's really trying to take this new seed. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I know exactly why this is happening. Well, if you don't say it, it doesn't exist. If you don't, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because if I don't hear it, it's not happening. It doesn't exist. It's not real. Stupid. You have the Ace of Pentacles that came out. Look at it. A new seed has been planted. Something is growing. A door has been opened for you. All right. This person wanted to keep you as theirs. It's not happening. That's not the door that's for you. You're walking into a door that's actually for you. This person wanted to keep you as something material, but you're supposed to be creating things out here in the physical. You're supposed to be doing things physical. You're not supposed to be just kept up on the shelf just to be admired and do nothing all day. You collective, specifically you. I'm not talking about anybody else. You're supposed to be creating and doing things, not be kept in a box just to be looked at and admired This is my handsome husband. This is my beautiful wife. You can look but don't touch. And no, she cannot do anything. No, he cannot do anything. You can only look but don't touch. Admire. Look at my thing that I have, that I own. That's not for you. You're supposed to be, yes, you're beautiful and handsome and this and that, but you're also supposed to be doing and creating and doing that and going here and, right? You're supposed to creating and being fertile and moving. All right? That's your energy. And I feel like if you did not accept this offer before, you really have no reason to accept it now, because this is going to come back around. They're going to try and do this again. It didn't work the first time. They're trying to do it again. They're trying to come back around and offer you something again. But no, because you already planted seeds elsewhere. Right? It's like they can't even get you to think about their shelf. No, you're not going to sit. You're not going to sit on it. All right? Or no, they won't let you sit on it. I also feel like divine masculines, be careful, because someone's going to try and get you to plant their seed, right, in them. That's a way to get you on a shelf, to get you trapped on a shelf, right? This is my baby moms. This is my baby daddy. I was watching this video, and this guy, he was like, I don't know, like obsessed with this one chick. This was like in the UK, and she found out she was pregnant, right? And so she told him, she was like, yeah, blah, blah, this is happening. And so the dummy that he is, he went on social media. It was like, yeah, I got her trapped. She's mine now. She's always going to be with me forever. She's trapped. She can't go nowhere, blah, 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 blah. Right? He tried to put her on a shelf. Right? She's mine, boasting, bragging, blah, blah. And so she saw that, she's like, what? Okay, I got something for you. So she did what any smart person would do, and she nipped it in the bud. And she's like, trap who? Trap where? I don't think so. What can he do? He can do nothing about it. But she did. I feel like that was a smart thing for her to do, because you're not about to put me on a shelf and trap me. No. So I feel like you need to be careful, because somebody's trying to play something like that, right? That's why you need to be careful who you're doing the deed with right now, because that is a form of putting up on a shelf. So somebody could want to trap you to keep you on their shelf, right? So if this is someone, unless you're happily married or in a happy, healthy relationship, go for it, right? Create babies, make babies and multiply, right? Be happy with your girlfriend, make babies. Be happy with your boyfriend, make babies. Be happy with your husband, wife, make babies, right? But if this is someone who's like just, and you can tell, right? Either it's kind of like you have two options: be put on a shelf and be trapped with them, or you can have a happy, healthy relationship and make babies and not feel guilty about it and not feel bad about it and blah, 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 blah. And you can, right? There's a difference. You'll know, right? You'll know. Use your intuition. Listen to what the Most High is telling you. You'll know. And I feel like a lot of you already know this, because you're planting seeds elsewhere. You have a whole door that's open for you, and you're walking through it. No, I'm not going to be put on your shelf, right? No, you're not about to collect me. Four of Chalices upright, and someone feels really like they feel some type of way because they can't put you on their shelf. They can't trap you. I don't know why, too, but I feel like this person is like miserable, and they feel like it's your fault because because you won't be theirs. You won't be their object, their material possession, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to put you here today, and now tomorrow I'm going to put you here, and I'm going to dress you in this, and then, you know, on Friday we're going to do this, and you're going to look exactly like this, and then, but you can't do that. Don't do that. Do this. But they can't get you in that energy. They can't get you as like their little action figure. They can't do that. And they're just like, harumph, woe is me. But that's not your problem. That has nothing to do with you. And I think that's where the guilt is coming from. They want you to feel guilty because when you're guilty, you're more accessible You're more agreeable, right? Because if you're feeling guilty, you feel like you have to correct that. You'll do anything to not feel guilty anymore. That's a crap feeling, right? You'll do anything so you don't feel guilty. And if you feel guilty, this person can't get you to feel guilty in that miserable energy. And because you're not in the energy, you're not going to do anything if they say jump, right? If you jump, then, I'll forgive you and you won't be guilty anymore. You're going to jump. Anything so you won't feel guilty anymore, but you're not in that energy. And because you're not in that energy, they can't, use that energy against you, right? Because you're not in the energy of, I'll do anything to stop feeling this way. Because you're in that joyful, happy, peaceful energy already. So why would I stop being happy? But if you're guilty and miserable and sad and feeling negative, people do anything to escape those feelings. Of course they do. They'll do anything, right? That's why you got people selling their souls left and right. Because they'll do anything to escape the burdens and the strife and the suffering that's been placed on them for years and years and years, or from their childhood trauma and this and that. They'll do anything so that way they won't have to look within and heal. Because it's easier to just, oh, you mean externally? I can do something externally so I will have to feel what I feel internally? You see, it doesn't make sense. But you're not in the energy. So it's not working. And this person, they're like, oh, rump, right? So now they're miserable because they can't get you in the guilty feeling. Because if you're in a guilty feeling, you'll do anything to get out of that feeling. And if they say, let me put you on the shelf, let me admire you, let me own you, let me collect you, let me keep you, let me have you, right? No, I'm not going on that shelf. I'm walking through this door. I'm using my legs, right? Let me get two more. 5 of Cups. This is someone who's really, really, really depressed, miserable, sad, grieving the loss of being able to put you on their shelf. But their misery and their depression has nothing to do with you, because this is someone you don't need in your life. And they can't put that onto you. They're trying to project their misery and depression and sadness onto you. They're trying to project that. Whatever they're feeling, they're trying to make you feel it. Like, it's kind of like you're supposed to take responsibility for their guilt, their depression, their sadness, their misery. It's kind of like, here, you hold this. And if you were to hold it, now all of a sudden you're feeling these feelings, and now all of a sudden you're feeling guilty. And then they would be like, oh, since you're feeling guilty, why don't you do this, and then blah, blah, blah. And then you'd be like, oh, okay, I'll accept it, I'll take it. There's a car alarm. You're being warned of something right now. I was also getting hot on your tail. Alright? So this is someone who's like hot on your tail, or they're like close by. They're also trying to see what you're doing. I'm getting like a dog sniffing another dog's butt. They want to know exactly what you're doing, where you're going. And they can't get that information because it's not for them, because it's not their business. Is that my car alarm? No, it's not. It just went off. I don't even know what my car alarm sounds like. This person also wants you to stop talking. But no. That's one thing I love about fire signs. You cannot get a fire sign to shut up. I love that about them. When they're in their north node, right? But when they're in their south node, it's like, you're just loud and wrong. Shut up. But one thing I do love about a fire sign is if they have something to say, they're going to make sure they say it. They're going to make sure their voice is heard. They're going to make sure they whatever. Right? And I love that about them. You could be a fire sign, or this could be a fire sign trying to do this to you. I'm also getting air sign as well. I mean, the only water signs we have is Five of Cups and the Four of Cups and the Ten of Cups reversed. So someone's really, really in their emotions and their feelings. I don't mean to laugh at that. It's just like, whoever this person is, not only do they want you to shut up, but they're really in their feelings, like heavy. They're really in their feelings. And they want you to stop talking because this is the kind of person that's like, they don't want to hear things that's going to hurt their feelings. Even if it's for their betterment, for their highest good, for their healing. They don't want to hear it. Ugh! Don't tell me the truth. I don't want to know about myself. It's like that. I think that's the funniest thing ever. Like, you're holding up a mirror to them. This is what you look like. Right? And I'm laughing because, you know how, like, with babies or, like, puppies or kittens, and you hold up a mirror, this is what you look like. This is you. This is you. And they're just like, ooh, ha, right? I feel like this is what you look like. This person would be like, ah, take it away. I don't want to see. I don't know why. It's just so funny to me. They don't want to see what they look like. They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. So, that's fine. You don't have to talk to them. But that doesn't mean you're not ever going to not talk. You're going to talk. Last one. The Elementivist, King of Swords. So yeah, this could be a King of Swords. So that could be who this is. I'll show you the card. But it came out in reverse. Did it come out in reverse or did it come out upright? I think it came out upright. Anyway, so this is who this is. This is someone who just wants to keep you on the shelf. They're doing everything they possibly can. But I feel like also too, they're very limited in the elements that they're able to use: fire, water, air, earth. Wait, the King of Swords, behind that is the Elementalist. Yeah. So there's that. Oh man, there's the Elementalist. That's the King of Swords. He's right here. There. But it's very limited with what they can do, and that's because they're only as strong and powerful as deep as they've met themselves, as deep as they're willing to go within themselves, as far as they're willing to heal, right? And when it's very surface and shallow based, so too is your magic. So, with that being said, no, you will not be put on the shelf. This is a reading. Hope it helps. Bye.